There's a part of me wishing that I would see a hawk fly through the sky with a crow chasing it, or a crow flying through the sky with a sparrow chasing it. Both an occasional opportunity I get to witness, and each time I do, I'm always struck by the symbolism and the opposites. I'm struck on one hand by a small winged creature with such bravery and such courage, willing to fight something that is 3 times, 4 times, 5 times its size, because it believes in protecting the nest that means so much. And on the other hand, I feel a compassion for a bird that is flying in fright, not wanting to be attacked by a smaller bird so certain it will be the victor. Normally, I make these videos on Wednesdays. Not necessarily any significance to a Wednesday, just a day of the week I've chosen. But today, as I reflect on a friend who spent her evening worried last night for her husband's well-being because he too would now be on a different front line, that of trying to bring peace where anger and rage is running rampant, where pain is running rampant, and where fear is leading the way. And I started to think about a trip I took, my very first trip, when I went to Israel. And I thought about the flight there, and I thought about my experience while there. And it brought to mind these words I would like to read to you. On my flight, I met a man who has the ability to change the world, if only his heart believed. Unfortunately, his eyes see wasn't what isn't instead of possibility. About this gentleman I met, sharing his talent but not aware of his light yet. He plays saxophone and flute for celebrity bands around the globe, not too many more places, India and perhaps Antarctica, left to go. He talked of Thailand, Japan, Russia, other European spots he had visited too, and China, Australia, his love of the architecture where he has visited coming through. Initially as we talked, I thought of all the lives he has touched through music that he can play. Oh, what inspiration and light he can bring to each place. As he continued, I felt a lost chance to spread hope, for what he sees is how the world is greedy and in a downward slope. I anticipate he has come to forks in the road, choices to see the beauty or to encase his soul. I tried to share my glass's view of the good to see, his choice not to look at gifts received. He wasn't bitter. He had gratitude for his life. He just carried so much fear and couldn't envision helping others who experienced such strife. I am not naive to know there is a lot of pain, bigger than one person, to solely bring change. But I also know if a raindrop can create a ripple that cascades to the puddle's shore, then one person can make a difference on one other, or more. Yes, there is a certain protective coat one needs to wear. It doesn't hide one's ability to give, but shelters taking on others' sorrows to bear. I anticipate this gentleman is carrying others' hurts, and that explains his view. His soul has taken on other burdens that now hinder his own light to shine through. I'd like to read then this from my experience in Israel. It also occurred to me as I watched the sun greet the day, I am in a country that others perceive has an ill fate. Some people associate Israel with continuous unrest and fight, with significant historical loss, and some associate it with fright. It is easy to fear the unknown, to question what we cannot see. This week reinforced a mantra, we are not so different, you and me. I keep thinking of the Israel sunrise on my last day and the sense of peace I have similar to that content spent feeling after a race. As you taught me when running how much deeper I learned perceived mountains are just hills, it struck me that this country is not without, but stands, for I will. I know there is always more than what we think we see, that it is usually the opposite taking place from what we perceive. One thinks another is angry and reacts in like kind, when the anger may actually be fear, furthered by panic of showing the vulnerable feeling held inside. I didn't know what to expect when I prepared to go. I thought it would be an amazing experience, but subconsciously, did I think it militant, straight-faced, cold? Did I struggle on the drive to see brown land as far as I could see, with maybe an occasional, very occasional, hint of green? Did I somewhere deep down think they were caught in a doom loop of fighting, war, and a risk of hate? Was my lens clouded, not aware of judgment I had made? As I watched the sun rise, its light and promise of another day we had received, it occurred to me I was surrounded by the capability to believe. The country represents perseverance and endurance, and in something much bigger, much more bold, it knows how to keep going forward in hope. I am not naive to think there isn't sorrow too deep for some to bear, but that is part of the world, everywhere. I was given the privilege to greet welcoming hands and eyes, even if that was our only way of communicating a common language of hi. So I sit here today and I reflect on the anger and the rage and the pain and generations of that are now pouring through as our world continues to crack open with opportunity to transform. And when one side feels so strongly and their passion pouring through, there's a risk that they are creating as much divide as the other side who feels the same too. How well we balance the opposites is our dance of grace. And in the center, in that dance, is also the peace we can hold in place. The best we can do, I think sometimes, is to stand in that center with compassion, without judgment, and do the best we can to act with kindness and care. May we all find that center dance of grace. May we all find a way to bring ourselves together as a human race. Namaste.